Hello, I'm the X3Cam, welcome back to the video. So one of the things it looks like is going to happen more and more in future is exclusive features coming to the Xbox One and PS4. The reason this is good news is because it means that features that otherwise would have just not happened, like bigger mobcaps and amplified worlds, are now coming exclusively to their consoles because they can handle them. This isn't like a downgrade to the 360 and PS3, it's an upgrade to the Xbox One and PS4. And I figured, you know, if this is good news, why don't we talk about some of the cool features that they could do exclusively on those consoles that we know the old consoles can't handle, but the new ones might be able to. So yeah, we're going to be going through potential Xbox One and PS4 exclusives for the next year of Minecraft console. Hopefully you do enjoy the video. If you don't like it, then let me know because it helps out the channel and let us know you do like these sorts of videos. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start with the first one here, which I think is more players. So yeah, it's been referenced for a very long time that more players is something that's highly possible on the on the Minecraft console, and they want to have more than 8 players in the world. However, they've mentioned at least a couple of times that they've tried going through it. They've tried to make the worlds bigger. I mean, when they were doing battle, they tried to, but they just can't make it sustainably happen. However, I think the Xbox One and the PS4 might be the only consoles to have that because, again, trying to make the Wii U do 16 players is like going to be a ridiculous task, but doing it just for the One and PS4, it would be tricky, but it'd be a thing that they could do. So I think what we might see in future is we might see 16-player multiplayer or bigger multiplayer, like was promised in the trailer, finally come to the Xbox One and PS4. And if I had to guess, this is one of those ones they probably have a bit more priority on because, again, it was promised in the launch trailers like 2.5 years ago now. So it's the sort of thing that I imagine they will be doing at some point to kind of join in with the higher mob caps and the amplified worlds we've already seen. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the second feature, which I think might be coming to the Xbox One and PS4 exclusively, because it is, of course, mods and or add-ons. So if you don't know, there's 2 games now, at least that I know of, and maybe some more out there. There's Skyrim and there's Fallout 4 that both have mods exclusively on the current gen consoles. The reason that works is because they're the only consoles that allow you to do the kind of stuff to mess around with the game and allow mods to work. And the way they both these games work is they take mods from the PC, they make sure they don't negatively affect the console's performance, and then they let you download those mods there. And this is something that wouldn't work necessarily directly on the console because the PC version of Minecraft is just an entirely separate game. Like, if you don't know, Minecraft PC is programmed in Java. Minecraft the console is programmed in C#, I believe, or C++ or C#, whatever we call it. It's programmed in one of the C languages, which means that obviously, it's just an entirely different game. There's no way they can make those mods work, but something came out in the Pocket Edition recently called add-ons, which would obviously work because, add-ons just change certain behaviors in the game, and given that add-ons have been promised for console in the past, I think the easiest way to do this would be to use the same, mod system from, like, again, those other games, or the same idea, where they take a, add-on or a mod from the Pocket Edition / Windows 10 Edition, and then they can apply that to the console version. Obviously, there's a lot of programming that needs to be done on that side of things, but I think that is only going to be possible on the Xbox One and the PS4. It could be possible on the 360 and the PS3, but you've got to imagine the Wii U store is not built for that sort of thing. It probably doesn't have like a custom interface. The 360 would be very challenging, the PS3 would be very challenging, and I think they might, to enable performance, it might be one of those features they make as an Xbox One and PS4 exclusives. So yeah, as well as, being able to have more players in the world, it might just be that, mods / add-ons, again, there's a key difference between the two, because mods can entirely change things, whereas add-ons, they really just, change existing functionality. But yeah, add-ons on the Xbox One and PS4 are something I'm almost certain we'll see in 2017, actually, because again, when they first announced add-ons, they said, okay, they're coming out this fall, and, later for the console. I think they even said 2017 for the console, and given that, there's just a few programming hooks you have to make that store, I think it might be one of the first things we see in 2017, in fact, but that's just my opinion, of course. So with that said, more add-ons are something I think we'll see exclusively on the One and PS4. The next one here is one that's not necessarily likely, but it is technically in the Microsoft logic. So yeah, every time, someone at Microsoft or someone at Mojang or someone at, 4J is asked about custom skins, it seems like you get a slightly different reply. And, at first it was like, oh, there's copyright issues, we can't have custom skins because what if you were Mario? And then it became, oh, well, we can't do it because not all consoles will be able to support that. I think, once you see the Pocket Edition and the Xbox integrate further, it is entirely possible that they could allow you to have custom skins on the Xbox One and PS4, because one, again, they get hooking into the Pocket Edition anyway. Why not, as well as being able to take your add-ons from there, be able to take your skin? I think that'd be cool. Because, you gotta bear in mind, the Xbox Live on the Pocket Edition now links to an Xbox account. At the very least, it's like, okay, so I can have my Ocelot skin on my, Xbox account, Toy Cat, on the Pocket Edition, but if I want to have my, my custom skin on my Toy Cat account on the console, then no, that's just a no-go. That seems a bit weird to me, and that's something that you could be seeing fixed on the One on PS4, which again is good news for the future if you ask me. So yeah, custom skins are possible. I really personally, I'm usually not too cynical about this, but when it comes to custom skins, I think there's just some really high up guy at Microsoft, who made the one part of the deal is just like, no, let's not put custom skins on the consoles, because if you allow them to do that, then they're not going to buy our skin packs. I think there is some degree of that, because if they put the effort to make custom skins, it's going to just lose the money. But I want to believe that they do want to have custom skins, they just don't necessarily know how to do it right now. And I think when the Xbox and the Pocket Edition come closer together, that's something something you might just see, and then obviously for the PlayStation 2. So yeah, with that said, I think custom skins are an entirely possible Xbox One or PS4 exclusive, but the final one here is the most exciting of the One/PS4 exclusives because it is Infinite Worlds. So Infinite Worlds is something that the current consoles can actually run. When they were doing testing, the one on the PS4 are entirely capable of running it. You might feel like, okay, if they're entirely capable of it, why would they release without Infinite Worlds? And the reason for that is because both Sony and Microsoft have limitations of how much of their space, because it's on their console, you can use for a single given game. I think it's in the hundreds of megabytes, it might be the low gigabytes, but there's a certain amount of space that you can use for a game. And the reason this is problematic is because it means that if you have an infinite world, then what could happen is if you use up all of that space while exploring the world because you just decide to go all the way to the edge and load in the most distance you can, is if you hit that limit, you won't be able to explore more world and you're just going to run into issues like you'd have to delete other worlds. I can understand why they had to put in the world size limitation in there. It makes sense. I wish maybe it was larger. I wish there was an option to just be like, yep, tick this box and maybe break your world. But yeah, there are no infinite worlds in console because of local storage limitations. However, you might recall that Realms is something they're working on for Minecraft console. They've hinted at it coming in 2017, and this means that if Realms does come, they would be able to actually make these consoles infinite. Because if the game save isn't being stored locally on your console, if instead it's being stored in the cloud and you're paying for that cloud space, so it doesn't matter if it goes into the gigabytes or tens of gigabytes, if they do Realms in that particular way, then infinite worlds on the consoles is entirely possible, and that would be the coolest one on PS4 exclusive. Because again, the consoles can handle it, they're just not doing it right now. And yeah, in my opinion, again, a lot of people hear this and they're just going, oh, I hate the consoles I don't own again features. I think this is just really positive that, Minecraft console's future is looking like it's going to be upgraded technically in a lot of ways, and I think this is just good news for the future, because bear in mind, the current gen consoles are 10 years right now. Even if you're thinking oh, I'm never going to get a current gen console, at some point you're going to think, oh, I really need this game and I'll upgrade. And even if you're thinking let's say you're young and you don't necessarily have access to whatever it is, let's call it $150 to buy an Xbox One or a PS4, and you're just well, then I guess that's kind of dumber. Just bear in mind, you've got 2 years in, or in that 2 years, not only are the price of those consoles going to go down, dramatically, especially if you get a used one, but also, 2 years is a long time to save, even if whatever you have to do. I mean, there's that ridiculous challenge where you save £1 1 week and then £2 the next week, and then I think after something, it's only something 18 weeks, that's suddenly 100 and some, whatever you need for an Xbox One, and boom, whatever you have to do, you got years to do it. We got years till the Xbox 360 and PS3 are truly discontinued, and I think this is just positive news in general. But again, as always, comments are down below if you want to just yell loudly about the consoles. Let me know what you do think in all seriousness though, right down there. Like if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. I am excited to see the future, and one more time, every single time, if you want to see the latest news to a console, I will be covering it on this channel right here. Yes, the one you're watching right now. So subscribe to that if you want to see those videos, because I'll see you all next time. Oh, also, make sure you click the bell, because that's good stuff. So, goodbye, everyone.